Hey everybody, Marissa here. I just wanted to let you know the class is starting at 7. Obviously it hasn't started yet. There's like maybe 8 or 9 of you that are logged in already. It's cold in here. We're doing a class tonight on spirit attachments. Yesterday I did a session on someone and I thought spirit attachments were gone, honestly, because I think for a lot of people they are. At least that come to class, because we have been gradually moving out of the elemental body and into the into like our real self or our higher self, or not even our higher self. It's been moving into like our human, like our physical self. Like I think they said at one point that it was we were moving from like our man or woman to our human, and Hu actually means God, so like God man. There's a lot of people that are still stuck in the elemental kingdom, which is like fairies, angels, gnomes, sprites, all the mystical creatures. And people that are trapped down there in the emotional realms are the ones that are in fear, that are freaking out over COVID, that are running out to get the vaccines, because it's purely driven by ego. Ego is God. So if ego is God and our emotions are purely driven by fear, then we're going to be fearful that we're going to die, basically, because the media has made us feel that way. So I thought, you know what? What's one good way to get everyone out of fear? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get spirit attachments off people, because I did a session for someone yesterday, or not even a session. I just kind of tuned into them. And yes, I know the camera's not working over there on Zoom, guys, but you can see me on Patreon. If you want to go over on Patreon, it's running live. But the crazy thing is that when we have kids that are under age 7, they basically come into our field. Where's my markers? I don't know where they are. They come into our field, and I'll teach this in class tonight. And just picture yourself as like a ball of electricity. This like, not never ending, but your ball of electricity has a certain amount of time on it. It's charged for a certain amount of time. It comes into this world, and then it's planned to leave the world when it runs out of energy. Somewhere along the way, you plug into God, you plug into a source, and that source charges you. Whether that be you become a vampire and suck the life out of people around you by trying to make them mad online. There's so many energy vampires on social media, it's not even funny. Or just people that provoke others, try and make them upset to drop them down to their level, and then they basically can get your energy. So energy is a very, 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 very important thing, to not be depressed, to not be sad, to not be angry, because when your energy is low, it's like, not like having a low gas tank, because your car doesn't run any different when your gas is low, but it's just, let's pretend like if your gas tank is low, your car doesn't run the way that it's supposed to. Let's just say the lower the tank gets, the crappier the car runs. So unless you're doing things like Reiki or other healing modalities where you're not using the mind, you're asking God, using faith, the grace of God, unconditional love, all that stuff, to fill up your chi, fill up your life force energy each day, then you're probably feeling down and low. And for those of you that are used to having a ton of energy, you're probably a lot of people's source right now. So a lot of people are using you as their source. They're the people that are calling you up going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, blah, 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 blah. And you feel bad, so you listen, and then you feel drained because they just took your energy. Well, it's the same with earthbound spirits. They don't want to leave here. Their ball of energy is run out, it's dead, and it's time to go back to the other side. But they want revenge on the person that killed them, or they want revenge on the dude that's with their wife now, right after they died, or they want whatever, they're unresolved, or they're so madly in love with their kids, they don't want to leave their kids, but unbeknownst to them, by them staying, they're staying with their spiritual blueprint of their cancer or their illness or whatever it was that they had, and now they're giving it to their kids. So that's why I say that mediumship is very dangerous, because a lot of mediums don't realize that. They think that by talking to spirits and telling people to call their dead grandma or brother or sister or mother or cousin or whatever in every single day to hang out with them is a good thing. It's not. It's not. I mean, unless you're dealing with the soul plane, like on like the soul level and above, then that's a different story. But most mediums don't know the difference. And most mediums are not even mediums to begin with. They're psychics, and they're just reading the person's mind anyways. So there's a lot of messed up stuff about kind of like this modality of like, spiritual stuff. I wouldn't say I'm going to preach the Bible or anything, but when they talk about evil spirits and stuff, there are. I mean, I would call something that sucks the life out of you, makes your life shorter, makes you depressed, makes you sad, makes you live less of a good life, bad. I mean, not nice. A lot of them just don't know though. So anyways, tonight's class is going to be on seeing if we have any spirit attachments, whether it's sweet little grandma, just thinking she's helping out. That could be your block to why you can't make money, because maybe she was very wealthy and she thinks, because she hasn't crossed over, that her life sucked because she was very wealthy. She's going to make sure that she's putting into your head, don't make any money, don't make any money, don't make any money. And you're going to be like, why can't I make any money? Or like she may not like your spouse. So you may just have this weird feeling like you need to divorce your spouse for no reason. And they operate and they communicate with us through our subconscious mind. So unless you really are tuned into your intuition, unless you're really tuned into God's voice within you, you don't know the difference between a spirit, an elemental, a soul, God, your intuition, your ego, your emotional body, your 15-year-old self, your 14-year-old self, your 97-year-old self that you haven't even become yet, your future self, your higher self, that all these different selves that live inside of us. And until we can learn how to hear, feel, and know what's true inside of us, we can't really know anything. I had a client this morning send me a picture of herself. She said, "Thank you, Tish." She said, I just felt like I needed to send you a picture of me. And when I saw the picture, I was like, what? Like, I totally pictured like a frizzy-haired, blonde lady every time I talked to her. And she's been coming to class for at least 5 months, at least 6 months or longer, or it's not a year. I don't even know. COVID's like kind of like wiped my memory. But she's been coming to class forever. And I realized, oh my gosh, she has an attachment. So I removed it, and I haven't talked to her about how she feels yet. But so I'm doing an extra thing tonight where I'm only charging $150. It's going to like drain the life out of me. But I think that if I can get the spirit attachments off of people, like when I had mine removed from me, I mean, I have them all the time. I mean, you can't help it if you're a medium, and you can't help it if you're like hanging out in those realms, but your consciousness is focusing on this one because you're so laser beam focused on the physical. You don't know what the other parts of you, they're like hanging out of like the boat, so stuff is attaching onto you. But if you're not bringing your attention into those realms, if you're not bringing your attention into that, then you don't know it's even there. You just think, oh, I've got adrenal fatigue, or oh, I've got leaky gut, or oh, I've got lupus or Lyme's, or oh, I've got COVID. It's like the battle between our physical bodies and our souls wanting control over, our consciousness is autoimmune. It's autoimmune. So we diagnose it as human beings with autoimmune, but it's really it's a spiritual and soul disease in my eyes. And all we really have to do is just bring alignment to it. But the soul may not want to go into the body because there may be too many spirit attachments. The soul's like, ew, yuck, I don't want to go in there. There's like 5 dudes in there, and I'm a chick. I don't want to go in there. And meanwhile, the girl is thinking that she's a man. So it's like, there's just so much confusing stuff that goes on in the spirit world. So I'm going to channel the guides a little bit tonight, but I need to keep it short tonight because Jeff's parents are watching the kids, and we started a little late, but I'm going to pop over to Zoom. If you want to come to class, go to, what is it? TicketTailor.com. Sue, is there any way you can pop over to YouTube and put in or can somebody put the link below in YouTube in the comments to get tickets? The $150 thing, I need you to send to healing@discoverintuition.com. I need you to send me a picture of you. Okay, but first send me one email saying, I bought the thing, I sent the money to PayPal, and I'll scan your energy and I'll see what you look like. And then send me a second email and write in the subject, my picture is in here, or here's my picture and your name. And then I will look at your picture and I'll compare it to what I saw, what I see energetically. And I'm going to do the healings through the pictures, because sometimes it's a little less draining if I heal through pictures rather than actually dropping into your field and getting attacked by all the spirits myself. And my son's only 3, so he kind of goes a little bit nuts when this happens, because our kids live in our field until they're 3, and again until they're 7. But like they're literally experiencing like this person the other day had so many spirit attachments, and their poor kiddo is suffering, and he's not even like a year old. So our kids experience everything that's in our field when they're under 3 years old. So just know that as a healer, as a medium, if you have kids, just be really careful, because what happens is we diagnose these spirit attachments in ourselves as autism in our kids, or as, you know, just something wrong with them. And then that slowly but surely becomes part of their personality. The diagnosis becomes part of them. And then it's very hard to take that diagnosis away, take those spirit attachments away from the parents, unattach them to the kids. I mean, it's done. I do it every day, but it's just removing all the beliefs that the kid is sick, because they're not. They're experiencing all the rage and anger and pain of these dead people that have unresolved issues that are attached to a person because they don't have any energy, and they need energy. They need that energy to they need a socket to plug into. So anyways, I'm going to pop over to Zoom. I'll see you guys. If someone can put the link in below, that would be fabulous. Let me see. Maybe I can. No, I can't. Well, someone will put in. I think it's tickettailor.com/event/intuition. I think. I'm pretty sure. Now it's warm in here. Okay. Switching up to warmness. Okie dokie. I'll see you guys over on Zoom. Get your tickets. It's only $25. The extra is $150. Just to give you an idea, my healings are $800. So it's this, and this is like entity attachment removal stuff, which is like a little bit more in depth than a healing. So it's a good deal. But I think that by shifting even just 5 people or 10 people in class, the amount of impact that that'll make on other people, because they have students and clients and stuff like that, will be huge. Because a spirit attachment on me, if it's sick of me, it'll jump to the next person that has more energy. So they just kind of jump around, and they don't even know they're doing it. Just like you don't know that you're draining somebody. You know, you get around someone and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm so tired, and they're yawning and yawning and yawning. It's because you're going, sucking up all their energy. So anyway, see you over on Zoom, guys. And tickettailor.com/events/intuition. And we do try to do a replay of this class like on Friday or Monday, Friday or Saturdays. And I will offer the $150 thing then too. If you can't afford it, just let us know. I'll try and work something out with you. And if you can't afford class, let us know, because our whole point of having Discover Intuition, the Patreon page, is for student financial aid. It's all not for profit. Every Wednesday night this is my donating my time for me to meditate, and for you guys to meditate, and for us to all learn together. So anyway, okay, see you soon.